this is Bridget from rettgirl.org and Girl Power to Cure, and I just wanted to get on a quick video to talk to you guys about blended diets and expel the myth that they're hard or time-consuming or elaborate or anything like that. It can be as easy as thinking about it as a smoothie. So today I just want to go through what I do with my own daughter for breakfast in the morning. And I always think of it as a smoothie. So we always start out with a banana. I usually just do half a banana and pop it right in there. You don't have to use bananas though. You can use any sort of fruit. Just think about what you do in the morning, what you eat for breakfast or what you give your other children for breakfast in the morning, and anything that you give them or give yourself can typically be blended. So if you're eating an apple for breakfast, take off the skin, cut it up and throw it in there in place of the banana. Or watermelon, you can even do that. I've done that before. It makes your smoothie a little bit more watery. But it works. You can do cantaloupe, you can do oranges, you can do any sort of fruit that you're doing in the morning with yourself or with your other children. You can pop it right in there. So the next thing I'll do is some greens, and this is not something that I always do. Spinach is very healthy. There's other kinds of greens that are very healthy, but again, I think about what I do with my own children and with myself in the morning, and I typically don't have a vegetable for breakfast, so sometimes I won't put that in there. It is a good way to boost nutrients though. The next thing we move on to is protein, and so I do a protein powder, and that is typically just because it's easy. It's super easy to do in the morning. You just scoop it in and pour it in there. But if you did not want to go with a protein powder, you can always put in a hard-boiled egg in place of the protein powder. That'll give you nice, healthy, whole food protein. You can also do almond butter or peanut butter or, any of your protein foods. You can do chickpeas. Those are very high in protein as well. Again, just throw them in there. The next thing we move on to is fats. Now I typically do an olive oil. But again, you can pick any fat. You can put a quarter of an avocado in there. You can do nuts for fat. This will also give you some protein as well. So with nuts, you just want to keep in mind that your child is not going to be tasting this. So it doesn't have to be the honey roasted nuts. It doesn't have to be the salted nuts. Definitely raw is best when we're talking about any kind of nuts. And I know some of our kids won't eat those by mouth, but if you put them in a smoothie, they don't know the difference. So make sure that you're always going with the healthiest option with the nuts. Next, we basically just want to make sure that it's liquid consistency and thin enough to get through the tube. So I do a dairy-free option here, which is hemp milk. My daughter does not tolerate dairy, so we have to make sure that we stay away from milk, but hemp milk is an awesome alternative. I know a lot of people do almond milk, which is great as well, rice milk, things like that. I have found that hemp milk has exceptional amount of calcium and vitamin D and fat, lots of fat. There's 8 grams in 1 cup. So to me, it seems like the closest to dairy as far as nutrients go. So we always choose hemp milk. This one is vanilla, only because I couldn't find the original brand. They didn't have it in my supermarket, but it is unsweetened. So again, this along with the nuts and basically anything else you're putting in your blends, just remember your child is not tasting it. So making sure that you're going with the healthiest option, the lowest sugar, the lowest salt option for them. So I'll do that sometimes, not sometimes, all the time. I put in her vitamins, and this is because this saves me from filling up another syringe and then having to wash out another syringe and all that good stuff. So anytime I can save a step, I do it. So I put her vitamins, her liquid vitamins in there, and some of her supplements as well. I just pour them right in there, and then we blend everything up, and I give her tube feeding. So the only thing that I want everyone to take away from this is that every child is different. You know your child best. Your child may have intolerances, which obviously you want to make sure that you're staying away from their allergies or intolerances. You also want to make sure that you're checking with their doctor, especially with vitamins and supplements and even medications and things like that. Some of them are meant to be taken alone, so you may not want to put those in there. Check with your doctor first, and like I said, you know your child best, and I hope that this brings blended diets a little bit to light, and it makes it a little bit easier for you, and gives you a different perspective of how easy it can be. Thanks.